How's it going, everybody? The two new reworks are live now, and both Warden and Valkyrie players have been waiting for quite some time. UB has been getting better with their patch notes, and they continue to include some of the change timings, but we're still double checking them here. I'm also not going into absolute detail, and I will skip some things mentioned in the patch notes. It feels like there are tens of thousands of Warden mains out there, so we're going to start with him. You've already seen all the basic attack changes now, like the sped up side lights or the new top unblockable. We've known about these for quite some time, and the 1100 millisecond top heavy finisher is what a lot of people were excited about. And quite a few of you will soon realize that you're going to get hit out of it a whole lot. Welcome to the world of Raider mains. But out of all the basic attacks, the one thing which I actually consider a massive buff, that's his forward dodge heavy. It's 500 milliseconds, and as the name implies, when parried, the opponent will only get a heavy parry punish. It has solid tracking, and if you mix it up with the sprinting heavy, you have some solid chase down tools as well. But now to the thing that will make fighting Wardens a whole lot of fun. If you think previous shoulder bash was bad, you're in for a surprise. The uncharged shoulder bash is still 700 milliseconds, which for a bash is still rather slow. But one of the massive changes now is that the Warden can now basically feint it whenever he wants. My earliest feints were around 250-ish milliseconds. Which means not everybody who rejoiced when they heard that they removed the soft feint into guard break. Here's a side-by-side comparison of the old soft feint and the new hard feint into guard break. Yeah, there's basically no difference in timing. It still hits at almost the exact same time. Like I mentioned before, the feint timings on that move are extremely flexible. You can feint up until a full second into the move. And just to remind everybody, the fully charged shoulder bash will now track your roll. Which means you are now forced to engage in the guessing game, out of neutral, over and over and over again. The hype armor of the move has been removed, so feel free to now try and hit them out of it when they try to charge it. It's enough fun for now. Let's move on to Valkyrie. I rechecked all the basic timings, and the most interesting thing is probably the fact that she now got some 400 millisecond lights. The second and third top light are now really fast. Sadly, it's just top. People will anticipate that, and with them fixing the issue where you couldn't dodge because of guard switch recovery, people can now block top without having to fear the sweep. One of the other big changes comes for her dash lights. They now can come out at 300 milliseconds into the dodge at the earliest. I personally think it feels clunky, but that might just be because it's new, but it will also affect some of her punishes. This needs further testing. I will update you about that in a future video about her. For now, let's look at her sweep. The patch notes state that it is 500 milliseconds. Well, it isn't. It's still 600 milliseconds, just like before the patch. And nope, just because the sweep from the left looks faster, doesn't mean it actually is. The delay window, something that is really important if you ever intend to land the sweep, sadly is really small. I kept trying, but the window really just seems to be 200 milliseconds, which makes it really tough to always delay it properly. Pre-patch Valk had really generous windows for delaying the sweep. That's sadly no longer the case. The soft feinted shield crush always occurs at 400 milliseconds into the heavy. That's a fixed timing. So once again, delaying it will need some practice. With 500 milliseconds, it's a rather fast bash, and it confirms the follow-up light. When doing it from the zone, it has some slight variance when feinting it, but I dare you throw a Valkyrie zone and not get parried. I'll leave you guys with that for now. All the updated punishes will come next week. It just needs a couple of days so people can figure out what's possible now. I hope the video was helpful. Thanks for watching. Laters everybody.